Injury analysis session is underway. Get your pens and pads. We're with at NRL Physio. Brian Sandy, thank you for joining us as always.
Bossy.
I want to talk about the knee cartilage today. The surgery that is involved with that, because over the years, when I first started out in the media, it was an arthroscope, and then I was corrected later on the track that it's actually an arthroscopy.
Yes.
Who's right, who's wrong here?
So, well, it's a bit of both. So the arthroscope is the surgical equipment that they use to perform the arthroscopy, which is the overall procedure.
All right, so in the case of the knee cartilage, earlier this year you told us about ACL, PCL, MCL, LCL. When a trainer goes out onto the field, can he diagnose cartilage injury straight away as something different to all those L's?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's definitely tests you can do once again. It's usually a test where they bend the knee right up and twist it side to side, and that does irritate the cartilage. It is a tough one, or tougher one to pick than some of those ligament injuries though, so sometimes it can go a bit unnoticed until a scan, reveals.
So a player can suffer some cartilage damage, which then gets worse by the week. He might suffer a little bit by a little bit by a little bit till it becomes quite a problem.
Absolutely. So we see it quite commonly in the NRL, whether it be alongside, other injuries such as ACL, but you can have that little bit of cartilage damage or meniscus damage that continues to get worse and worse and worse till it becomes a really major problem.
Now on the fan, for our viewers who watch Fox League, when they hear a commentator say that player has suffered cartilage damage, we always like to give our viewers an idea of how long that player should be sidelined for. Is there a ballpark figure?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two different approaches players tend to take in the NRL. So you can look at Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He had a more minor procedure, what we call a trim or a removal.
That was last year in his Dally M year, sure.
Yes, absolutely. So you're usually looking at around 4 to 6 weeks for that kind of procedure. Whereas then you can look at a Tariq Sims type who 3 to 6 month recovery, but that's because he underwent a more, severe surgery where they actually repair the cartilage, stitch it or staple it to help it heal more significantly.
And for years, the fans have heard that if a player constantly has a trim or a clean out, an arthroscopy, more than one, he ends up with bone on bone. He's got to retire. Terry Lamb, I think, had bone on bone at the end of his career. Is that literally bone rubbing against bone?
To a degree,
So I'm lying. We've just been talking crap, the commentators, all these years. Is that correct?
No, look, the purpose of the cartilage is to cushion the knee joint. So eventually, if that cartilage wears away enough, you lose a lot of cushioning. So you do have those hard surfaces rubbing on each other a lot more. That's when you're starting to talk about articular cartilage damage, which is a very severe long-term injury, which can affect you not only late into your career, but into your later life, which is something that you definitely want to avoid.
There you have it. All you need to know about the knee cartilage and arthroscope as opposed to arthroscopy at NRL Physio. You're the best.
Thank you, Bossy.